Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches.
That's right.
Feed me with food lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my God in vain.
There you go. So it's easy to forget the most side when you're doing well, man. Especially on the wicked vibration of a kingdom like this, man. But give me neither poverty nor riches, man. So somewhere in the middle, you ain't dirt poor on the road with no roof over your head, but you're not, living lavish, man. Just Matthew 6, our daily bread. So that's not going to get, man. So that's what we're on, man. We're on the Lord sustaining us until He comes back, man. And Yahara is we make it out of here.
That's right.
Brother speak well. It's as long as you got a roof over your head and you got enough money to where you could pay your rent, you could provide for yourself in terms of food, you good. You don't need that extra on top of that what you already got. Now sometimes the Lord can bless certain brothers with that, but the point of the matter is that we gotta be doing His work, man. The main thing is His work. Getting caught up in the world, that can happen because we're in the flesh, but this world don't mean anything really. What really means something is the word, because as the word is growing and growing every single day, the world is evaluated every single day. So the main thing we want to focus on our energy on is His word. So give me Matthew's all right, bro. Give me Matthew's 13:9, because I want to deal with this right here where it says blessed are your eyes that see. But we're gonna start with Matthew's 13:9. And someone can give me a precept.
This is Matthew's 13:9. Who have ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? And he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever have not, from him shall be taken away.
So the key point in the scripture is this is the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven that was only given to the disciples. And were the disciples coming back in the revelation. And I'm not just referring to the 12 disciples, although they're there too, but we're also disciples too. Because we're under that same discipline that the scriptures have laid down for us. We're following that same kind of mission after the scriptures. Same sort of doctrine that Yahushua was teaching. So we've become His disciples. He's become our master. But the point being is I went somewhere else a little bit. The point being is the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven was given to them. And them only, because it seems like, the way we got the truth, it was kind of easy to get it. We've watched the videos and watched certain other brothers and we pretty much, we were able to regurgitate it more easily. And so you make me think of, well, if I can get the truth, then the random everyday John and Jake can get the truth. But that's not the case. The reason why you easily got the truth, because the Lord ordained you to get this thing. Okay, now just because you got the truth, that doesn't mean that you're gonna make it. Because the Lord can give you the truth, right? And so that you can only serve your purpose, and then you out of there. Because at the end of the day, the Lord is setting up the house of David, and the build up to the house of David is only going to be with the elect. So let's read this.
Matthew 13:12. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance.
In other words, the spirit of the Lord, the wisdom and understanding. So the more you have this wisdom, the more you teach this wisdom, the more you're gonna get from it. The less you do teach this wisdom, the Lord is going to take it away from you. Go on.
But whosoever have not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath.
Right, and that's just the thing, And I'm not going to talk about certain things, but you've had guys that have come into this thing, and they've had the little bit of wisdom that they had, and because they wouldn't follow in the right spirit, they got aired out of there. Like the guy from Detroit, Egghead, and the other crew. So it just goes to show you, man, that the way to grow in this faith is you gotta stay with the correct doctrine. You gotta, you have to submit that fleshly mindset you got, because that pride can get in there and you get kicked out of there, man. And that's what could happen. You know, because you got guys, they teach for contention, they teach for strife, or they teaching to conjure up some reputation. When really we're doing this work to give reverence to the name of the Lord. Because like I said last week, as I was going to last week, we profaned His name, and the name of the Lord is very well valuable. The Lord takes pride in His name. So being that we profaned His name, we threw dirt on His name, the Lord threw dirt on us. So now, what the Lord is doing is the Lord is setting up the prophets of old to cleanse His name and to praise His name. And once we praise His name, then we'll become praised. That's really what we're in this truth for. We're not in this truth for our own selves and trying to, build a reputation and all of this nonsense. We're not here for that. We're here to build on Yahweh Shah.
That's right.
Okay, this is His word. This ain't I didn't write this Bible, so this is not my word. This is the word of Yahweh Shai. So when we come out here and bring out this word, we're giving reverence to Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, let me put it that way. So that's what we're supposed to do. Let him finish this.
But whosoever have not, wherefore I speak to them in parables, because they see not, and hearing, they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them it's fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah
6:9, because you're going to have jakes that are going to be out there that are going to walk past hearing the truth and they're not going to see the truth. And even, I'm going to even go as far as saying this, you even got men in Israel that are in the scriptures that are teaching, but they don't see the truth complete like we do. And this is why things happen in certain situations where they falter. They deviate because they can remember the scriptures. They can quote it back to front to back. But what happens is they don't see the scriptures. They start seeing their feelings rather than what's written. And the key thing to do is to follow the script, because when you follow what your feelings are, that's when you can go way off the handle and you can start making yourself like an ass. And that's what could happen. In the eyes of the Lord. I'm not talking about the people or amongst the brothers. I'm talking about in the eyes of the Lord.
Right.
Yeah? Go on, bro.
which saith, by hearing ye shall hear,
Right.
and seeing, and by hearing ye shall hear and shall not understand,
Right.
and seeing and you shall see and shall not
Yeah, so
perceive.
you got guys that can see and hear, but they see it, but they don't, it's like they don't see it, or they hear it, but they can't comprehend it. So what Yahweh Shah is going to say, I'm going as we continue to read, blessed is your eyes for they see. You see, that's what it's all about. So if you can see this truth in depth, the way he wanted you to see it, then blessed is you. Because you got a lot of men out there, and also a few of the sisters, or sisters in general, that don't see that this is a way for them to repent. And they have to be obedient. That's the key thing to this truth. You have to be obedient. We ain't coming in this thing to be braggadocious or to promote ourselves. All right? The word repent means to humble back. The word, and also when you deal with the word, because the Apostle Paul broke it down already anyway, it means to feel sorry. So when you come into this truth, you're supposed to repent in the sense that you felt bad for what you did in the world or in your previous life. So a guy like that, he's going to come with humility. He's not going to come with this level of pride or arrogancy and acting as though he's the guy and everybody should just drop what they doing and hear what he got to say. No. Okay, let's finish this going.
Verse 15, for this people's heart is waxed gross,
Yeah.
and their ears are dull of hearing.
Right, and their ears of dull of hearing. You see? So you got guys that hear the truth, but their ears of dull of hearing. And I'm not just talking about the regular jigs that you see that are not in camps. I'm talking about certain guys that are in camps too. Because you may think, okay, well, he's, a nigga's out there teaching, the word, and you may think, okay, he's in the truth. No, he's not in the truth. The way you come in the truth is that you got to be fully girded spiritually in this truth. That's what makes a man a part of the truth. Because you can know scriptures back to front to back, but that don't mean you're walking in the spirit of this word here. You got to walk in the spirit of this word. That's what it's all about. When you're walking in your own spirit, that's where issues come in.
Yeah.
That's where trouble comes in. Go on.
Their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes have they closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them.
Right. And I shall heal them. So the word conversion means with truth. So when you come to the truth, and you see the truth of what it is, you apply that which is of the truth. You walk accordingly. Okay, if it says this, then that's what you have to do. Same thing when you're working for Esau. If your boss tell you to do something, or your manager tell you that you got to do it because you're working for them, you're in their house. So right now we're in the house of the Lord, and you got certain men that's over other men. And if you despise the order, then you're just a nigga that gotta go.
That's right.
Okay? It's just point blank period.
That's right.
Cut and dry. Because really, we ain't got time for no BSing, man. We ain't got the time. Time is cutting short. You got war happening. Death is getting ready to come on this planet. Okay? Literally, death is getting ready to come on this planet like you've never seen before.
That's right.
You got this world war thing brewing up. But there's one guy, what's his name? Qasem Soleimani. He got blown to smithereens by the U.S. military. You got people all around the Eastern world protesting and sighing and crying for his death. All right, and it's just escalated the whole situation of this incoming Third World War. All right, and then at the same time, like the brother was speaking on, the brother Ramya was speaking on how they're trying to merge Jake in there and just continue to say that Jake is the face of terrorism. Okay, so everything's happening. Every little thing's happening. So we ain't really got time for the BSing, man. If you BSing with the word, then pretty much you gotta go.
That's right.
Certain guys gotta go. Because the Lord ain't playing around no going, bro. And plus, it's funny because we getting ready to come to the Passover. And every before Passover or after Passover, someone gets kicked out. Go on, bro.
Matthew 13 and 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see.
That's the point. Now we gonna revert back to the point. Go on.
And your ears, for they hear.
Right.
For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see,
Right.
and have not seen them.
Right, meaning the visions that we see, the prophecies that we see coming to pass. There's many people that would have liked to have what we have, but they don't have it. Why? Because it wasn't granted to them to get it. All right. So the brothers that got this truth, you have to count yourselves worthy and consider it, because, like I said, many don't have this thing. Even guys that are claiming to be top level teachers don't got it. Okay, go on.
And to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them.
Yeah, and it just reminds us that we gotta remain in the spirit. We can't get too big-headed because we're just mere men. The Lord can pluck any one of us out of here. So we gotta walk humbly and circumspect. That's what we have to do. And walk according to the script. Don't start doing what you want to do with your feelings. Walk according to the script. What did Yahushua do? Yahushua walked accordingly to the script. Because Yahushua had the spiritual power to take down the Roman Empire. He could have did it easy, single-handedly, and he had the angels to back him.
Yeah.
But guess what? What did Yahushua do? He stuck to the script. He played. There was a part of the film of the story that he played, and he played it very well. So we have this is the Most High story. Our life is the life that we're living is the storyline of the Lord that He wrote down, the script. So you gotta play your part. You gotta play that part. If you have your part to play in this film, you gotta play that part. Go on.
This is John 18:36. Yahushua answered, "My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then my servants would my servants fight.
Right.
Like I should not be delivered to the Jews, but now is my kingdom not from hence."
Exactly, man. So you got guys, they got the spirit where it's like they on the militant kind of level. They're on a revengeful kind of level. You can't be like that, man, because the scripture says we are sent as sheep amongst wolves. A sheep is a defenseless animal. A sheep cannot defend itself. So when you going out there as a pouring friggin' lion, like you're gonna do something, and you're not gonna do anything anyway, because if you do something, what's gonna happen is you're gonna get arrested, okay? And you're gonna be the one feeling silly about what you could have, would have, should have did, and that's gonna be the end result. So the best thing to do is to follow the script. That's what it is. We got the script, so let's follow the script. Go on, brother. Continue with that. Yeah, read it again. And then we have to go back to this.
This is John 18 and 36 again, it says, Yahushua answered, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight.
Yeah, I tell you what you do, brother. You read Matthew 13, verse 17 again, and get me Ephesians 1 and 18. Yeah, read that.
If this kingdom, if my kingdom were of this world, then my servants would, then would my servants fight. That I should not be delivered to the Jews, but now is my kingdom not from hence.
Exactly, man. So when the kingdom is set up, then it'll be the time for us to fight. Because the scripture says the saints shall take the kingdom. So that time is going to come. But right now, we got to play the sheep. You know, we got to be as what? Harmless as doves and wise as serpents, man. Okay? A serpent is a very wise animal. A serpent will wait for hours to catch its prey. You see, in the way to be like that, you gotta walk according to the spirit, not according to the flesh. Where you're envying, man, and you're just all over the place and you trying to exalt yourself. It ain't about that, man. Go on, bro. That's it on that, right? Yeah, so read that and get me Ephesians 1 and 18.
Matthew 13 and 13. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing not, and hearing, they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand. And
Ephesians 13 and 17. Stop. Oh yeah, you reading. Go on, brother.
and seeing ye shall see and shall not perceive.
Yep.
For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes have they closed.
Yeah. So where you at?
I'm on Matthew 13 and 15. Just ending.
No, just go to 16. Start from 16, and then end at 17.
But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them.
You get Ephesians 1 and 18 now.
Yeah, this Ephesians 1 and 18. This is the eyes of your understanding being enlightened, that ye may know what is the hope of his calling, and what riches of glory of his inheritance.
Yeah, so let's rerun that again.
This is Ephesians 1 and 18. The eyes of your understanding being enlightened.
Right, the eyes of your understanding being enlightened. Go on.
That ye may know what the hope what is the hope of his calling.
Right, because what you got to do is you got to conjure up your level of understanding. Get me Proverbs, what is it, the 4th chapter. Proverbs 4, and I believe it's 5. Go on.
And what the riches of the glory of his inheritance in the saints.
Yeah, so it's all about gaining understanding about what the word of the Lord is, what this is all about. The more you gain understanding, the more you walk accordingly furthermore to the script. Because when you're doing what you want to do, let's just face the facts, man. Because we stand for the truth, and we dealing with the facts.
That's right.
A man that wander away in the script, way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Okay, or you're just a damn fool, just calling it what I'm calling it. You know, because a wise man will consider and will be well prudent in all his ways. You know, go on, brother.
Verse 19. And what is the exceeding greatness of his power to usward who believe, according to the working of his mighty power?
Right, according to the working of his mighty power, because the Lord is going to exemplify his name and by his mighty works and power, as what you see happen. The reason why you have this one guy that was being blown to smithereens, because really that was set up by the Most High.
That's right.
And guess what? That whole incident, what did that incident do? It brought those Arab nations together, and it brought those Elamite nations together, as prophesied. Okay, we're going to get that prophecy. Somebody can get me that, Baba Kushah, please. Yeah, stick what you got. No, it's in the Apocrypha. Yeah, read on.
Verse 20. It says,
yeah, it goes like this. The Carmanians remembering their nature. Yeah, read that.
Ephesians 1 and 20. It says,
15. I believe it is.
Which he wrought in Yahushua when he raised him from the dead.
Yeah.
It says, and set him at his own right hand in the heavenly places. far above all principality and power, and might and dominion, and every name that is named,
Right.
not only in this world, but also in that which is to come.
Right. Because even as of right now, here it is, where the real Israelites, us, we're in captivity, but yet his name is still being reverenced by us. And even more so into the other world, the kingdom of heaven. Yahweh Shai, his name is going to be reverenced even on that. So we gotta walk according to his word, so that we can get ultimately reverence. But it's him that gets the first reverence. You see? So what do you have?
Proverbs 4:5.
What does that say?
Before thy wisdom.
Yes, you read that.
Proverbs 4:5. Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not.
Right, it says get wisdom and also get understanding. And also there's another one that says with all thy getting, get understanding. So the more you learn of this truth, the more you gotta gain understanding of what you're involved in when you read the scriptures. Because when you just reading it on the surface level, right, you're gonna remember the scriptures, but do you thoroughly understand what it tells the scriptures, what the scriptures is all about? So much so that you become the scripture. Because that's the whole intent. Or part of the intent. The part of the intent is to walk the scripture. But at the same time, I'm going to say this thing, like the apostles have been saying. You can't make yourself a part of the elect. You can't make yourself a part of the book. It's either you in the book or you're not in the book. You know? Because if you're a part of the book, you're going to walk to the script. Which makes sense anyway. If you're written in the book of life, you're going to walk as the book of life. You know what I mean? Or if you're not a part of the book of life, eventually you're going to act on the script for a certain period of moment in time, and you're going to get cast out of there. Because you have all kinds of spirits in the truth. You have all kinds of brothers in the truth. You got the bad ones and you got the good ones. Go on.
This is 1 John chapter 2, verse 19. They went out from us, but they were not of us.
Right, they went out from us, but they were not of us. You understand? Go on.
For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us.
Exactly. You're going.
But they went out that they might be made manifest that they were not all of us.
Exactly. So you're going to have guys that are going to come amongst the brethren, and they're going to teach and do what they can do to further the ministry, which is a good thing. But how long is that going to last? It's only going to last so long, and then time, as always, what time does is it reveals things. Who's really got it and who don't got it. You see? And that's what it's all about, man. And this is why we have to always make sure that we examine ourselves, that we be in the faith. Because at times, you know, brothers can get way off the handle and lose their damn minds, man. Go off the track. So I want you to read that again. You hold what you got. Read that verse again. That John drew. That was nice right there. Go on.
1 John chapter 2, verse 19. They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us.
Yeah, exactly, man.
But they went out that they might be made manifest.
Right, but they went out that they might be made manifest. Hold that. Give me Jeremiah the 23rd chapter. I want you to hold that, brother. Give me Jeremiah 23. Because you got certain guys that were not sent. Okay? They were not sent, but they ran anyway. I want you to get me that verse. Yeah, read what you got.
This is Matthew 22:14. For many are called, but few are chosen.
Yeah, it says many are called, but few are chosen. So what we want to do is we want to be a part of that chosen, man. We want to fight because there's so many different brothers in the faith, you know, that do what they can do the will of the Lord. But then there's guys that can only but do so much and show what they got, only to the point where they want them leaving, or they want them going into some other doctrines, and that can be led to their condemnation. As the scripture says, not to add on to his word or take away from his word. So when you add and take away from the word, what are you doing? You putting yourself in a world of hurt in the future.
Yes, this is St. John chapter 6, verse 53. Verse 52. The Jews therefore strove among themselves, saying, how can this man give us his flesh to eat? Then Yahushua said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, except ye eat the flesh of the Son of Man,
Yes.
and drink his blood,
Right.
ye have no life in you.
Right, and just to not get simple here, okay, what that meant is the word of the Lord. The word of the Lord is his flesh and also his blood. You can get that in, that's what Paul was saying. Paul said the same thing. Somebody get me that scripture. I tell you what, brother, you get me that. Hold what you got, give me what Paul was saying. And then we're gonna backtrack. No, it's in 1 Corinthians, I believe it's in 2 Corinthians 11. Take up this cup. Let's see something. Just bear me for 1 minute. Yeah, let's start from right there, yeah. Because Paul breaks it down, so we're gonna read what Paul was saying about that.
So this is a 2 Corinthians 11 and 25. So it says, thrice was I beaten with rods, once was I stoned.
Stop, go to 27.
This is verse 27. In weariness and painfulness, in watchings. So 2 Corinthians 11 and 27. In weariness and painfulness.
No, it's 1 Corinthians 11.
On the range.
It talks about eat this bread, drink of this cup.
Yeah, 1 Corinthians 11 and 27.
Okay, cool. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and 27. So it says, wherefore,
Verse 26, verse 26.
Verse 26.
No, wait, 25.
Okay.
No, wait, 24.
23.
It's 1 Corinthians 11 and 24. So it says, and when he had given thanks, he brake it and said, take, eat. This is my body, which is broken for you.
Right, so it's parabolic. The bread represented his body. Okay, go on.
Which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me.
Right, this do ye in the remembrance of me. So when we eat this bread, in other words, read the scriptures, what are we doing? We're bringing back to mind that he died on the cross for our sins. And also, at the same time, we also apply the scriptures, man. So when we apply the scriptures, we're putting on Yahushua. And by that being the case, we're taking part of his sufferings.
Right.
You see, so that's understanding right there. But guys come in and they think, okay, I'm gonna come in and gain some popularity. No, man. You're missing the point. The point of the matter is to take heed to what Yahushua said and suffer along with Yahushua in the spirit, man. So when you're suffering, there's no room for pride. There's no room to exalt yourself or to puff yourself up. Okay, like an air balloon, there's only so much an air balloon can take before it bursts, man. Go on, bro.
Verse 25. After the same manner also he took the cup. And when he had supped, saying, this cup is the New Testament in my blood.
Right, again, the cup. Go on.
This do ye as oft as ye drink it, in remembrance of me. Verse 26. For as often as ye eat this bread and drink this cup, ye do show the Lord's death till we come.
Yeah, so Paul broke it down, so we're going to go back to that now.
Right. St. John 6 and 54. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood have eternal life. Blood dwelleth in me and I in him.
Right.
Um,
So we
verse-
become one in him. Go on.